Hey folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where three friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
Feliz Navidad. I'm Tud.
Oh, I forgot Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I'm Obert. Thanks for the layup, Tud.
Chris does not wish you a Merry Christmas.
Listen, I forgot the intro, so I don't know. My brain is not here, okay? Happy Festivus, everybody. We hope that you are enjoying this again for the third time on Christmas with your friends and family. I assume everybody listens to it the day it releases and on
and then every single day after till next episode comes out.
Okay, yeah, that. So oh man, what about you guys? Did you guys ask for anything big, exciting from Santa?
Yeah, I asked for some coal. I'm doing the whole reverse psychology thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Is that because it'll help lower your heating bills now that you own a house and you're like, oh, sweet?
Yeah, no, it was a reverse psychology because I know I've been naughty. So it's like, your move, Santa.
What are you gonna do?
Right?
Yeah. You have to give me the opposite. What's the opposite of coal? Diamonds?
I think, yeah, Santa, if you're listening, diamonds is the opposite of coal.
Coal is formed under pressure, right? But on old shit. So babies.
The opposite of old shit.
You're asking for babies?
No. I think that'd be the opposite because coal is formed out of really, really old things that are compressed.
Okay. So really, really young things that expand.
I love these insights into Tud's brain, how it works, you know? Like on an SAT question, if it was coal is to babies as naughty is to, he'd be like, nice, clearly. No doubt about it.
You're the engineer, man. What is the opposite of coal?
Babies, we've established this. Yep. So, Santa and the stork are teaming up on this one for me, I guess.
You're gonna get you're gonna get babies for Christmas then? Oh,
yeah,
I'm gonna wake up with a baby in my stocking. I think is kind of the plan.
Multiple babies,
a lump of babies.
No, it's the opposite. So a divot of babies.
Oh God, there you go.
An indent of babies.
Yeah.
This is the episode title this early. We already did it. Good job. Good job, over it. Well done. Oh man. Todd, what are you getting for the big man upstairs?
I'm not getting anything for the big man. From the big man though, I don't know. I think it's tough as an adult because anything you want from Santa, you already buy yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought we established that you were Santa, by the way, last episode.
Well, I also can't buy myself. I can't give myself a gift. Although, imagine if you were Santa and anytime you wanted something, you just went over to the big bag and just pulled it out, and you're like, take that, Walmart.
Yep. Never need to go baby shopping again.
All the babies in the world.
Yeah, clearly you want cookies and milk is what is on your list.
Right, cookies and milk, and then my reindeer, led by Simba the reindeer. He'd like some carrots and maybe some catnip.
Okay, there we go. Anyone who's doing some last minute Tud/Santa Christmas shopping, you know where to go. Yeah. Any cookie preference you have?
I'm a big fan of chocolate chip oatmeal or oatmeal chocolate chip.
That is a good one. I'm a big fan of those too.
Yeah. Really? Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll eat them, but they're not my go-to.
Are you the kind of guy who leaves Oreos and Mountain Dew out for Santa Claus?
If I were Santa Claus, maybe. No, we of course bake our own cookies in this house, but just straight up
oatmeal in there instead.
Either the chocolate chips or the peanut butter blossoms. We do those.
By the way, if I am Santa, can we get rid of the milk and leave beers out? What are we doing?
I don't think we should promote drinking and driving on this podcast.
That's not drinking and driving. Santa just sits in a sleigh. it's drinking and sleighing. And if you've ever gone sledding, you can be drunk sledding.
I've heard of a few people in history to drink and slay, and I don't think it ended pretty good for them.
I feel like this is all covered in the song "Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer."
That's how she got run over.
Yeah, there was a few too many nogs passed around that night, I think.
I mean,
Santa's like, there wasn't a crosswalk. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, the song can't exist if she doesn't get run over.
Santa's pawning it off on the reindeer, being like, I don't run the sled, I'm just back here.
Yeah.
I just kind of sit here in the sleigh and they do it all. I'm just cracking open some milk and going to town. They take care of business. But speaking of Christmas beverages,
Ooh.
boy, do we have some for you guys this week. And it's no surprise because Tud gave us all a present early last week when he told us what we were going to be doing this week. And that
Correct.
is Christmas cocktails, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It is indeed. And I'm going to go first because I made a hot drink that I think needs to be drank before it becomes a cold drink. And this week I made an apple cider that is infused, or that is mixed with tea-infused tequila.
Interesting.
It is.
That sounds yummy.
I hope so. I hope it doesn't taste like crap, because that would be bad. But so what it is I have an infused tequila with some citrus sunrise tea by Celestial Tea Company. By boiling some water and in a freezer safe bag, I threw in some tequila, 2 shots worth, and a tea bag, and I let the water heat up, and then I turned off the heat so it wasn't boiling, and I let the tequila and the tea steep for 5 to 7 minutes, and then I also heated up some apple cider, and then for the rim I used some cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, sugar, and the rind of, it's supposed to be an orange, but I didn't have an orange, so the rind of a clementine.
Oh, well, our pregame listeners will know that you started that episode off with a lie, saying that your hands they really smelled like clementine.
That's true.
Ooh, snap.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's true. And so, and then I used agave syrup as my binder for the cup. So I dipped the cup upside down, got it coated in agave syrup on the rim, dipped it into the cinnamon, sugar, nutmeg, clove, clementine mixture, zest of a clementine, and then poured the tequila in, removed the tea bag, poured the hot cider on top. None of this was easy, by the way. I've learned that if you're going to do this, get a strainer. But the end result
sounds like quite the presentation. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, wow. That's
That's
fancy.
beautiful.
Yeah, and then you're supposed to take a cinnamon stick and stick it in the drink as well. But I've learned that in the age of COVID, certain things just don't exist when you need them. One such thing, cinnamon sticks. Why? Nobody knows.
They're not on Amazon Prime, I guess.
Yeah, they don't exist anymore. So, sorry if you like cinnamon sticks, but they're gone. They'd be gone. So let's, now that I've talked about what it is, let's dive on in. Obviously, on the nose, it smells like a boozy apple cider. I could definitely smell the tequila.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think I told people what the tequila was. And
what's the cider too?
So my cider was just the standard grocery store cider. I just bought the one that was that
generic
stuff.
grocery brand. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I used Camarena tequila. I used a Reposado.
Hey, Camarena.
I really like that. I like that stuff. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's like a teardrop shaped bottle, kind of.
It kind of looks like a really, really fancy tequila bottle. I was going to use a Jose Cuervo for it, but I figured, if I'm doing it up for our Christmas cocktail, I might as well bring out the good stuff, and so I did.
It's cocktail
30, and I'm thirsty. I've been working like a dog all week long, so maybe something
hot
won't hurt me. Cause it's
cocktail
30, and it's time to party. Yeah, baby.
I like that rendition. That's a good rendition. Oh, and I forgot because we're making cocktails.
Oh, yeah, I gotta crack open that liquor cabinet.
Wow.
Did it open or close? Did it do both?
It opens, but it's very creaky and it thuds on the way out.
There's a thud, yeah.
Yeah, it hit the wall.
Oh,
Can't open all the way. Yeah.
Wow, that is really good. So it does taste obviously like a lot like hot apple cider. The tequila flavor is almost non-existent, despite smelling it on the nose. I don't get any flavor once I'm drinking it. I do, however, taste some citrus from the tea, which is really cool. I didn't think this was going to work. In all honesty, when I saw this online, I was like, there's no way this actually works. But it actually works, and I'm glad I didn't steep this tequila for longer, or else it may have actually overpowered the apple cider. But what it does is it kind of mutes the tanginess of the apple cider and kind of draws it out into a nice citrus finish. Huh.
That sounds good. Now, where did this recipe come from?
I found it on TikTok.
Okay. So
Nice.
maybe I'll drop a link. If you can give me the link to the TikTok, I'll put that in the show notes. People can transcribe the recipe themselves.
Yes, yeah, and also on the TikToks, look at the guy's profile, because what he does is he makes cool drinks basically all the time. It's some kid whose dad is like some fancy cocktail artist. And so basically the kid goes to the store and comes back and surprises his dad with ingredients, and the dad's always like, hey, here's this really cool, drink. But this one did...
Well, okay. You've basically at this point shouted him out. So what is the account here?
Oh, I don't know.
The TikTok doesn't work that way. You can't just... It's like you follow certain people. I don't know.
Oh, I don't follow the
you
guy.
do.
I don't follow people.
You don't follow me?
The guy's name is @John Rondi. RONDI.
Okay. Hey, John, if you're listening, thanks for the recipe. Now, I will say, not to take too much time away from your review here, but I think I'm officially an old person because I don't get the TikTok format. I hate the fake, what are we going to drink today, Dad? And then they're like, I don't know, let's throw this all together. It just is I would much rather go on YouTube
have all
and
the
have
ingredients
someone be
ready.
like, hey, this is what we're going to do, as opposed to this staged fake thing that seems like how everything on TikTok is. But I don't know. I'm also a never believe anything on the internet is real kind of guy. But
I think you're right. I think that it's probably pre-planned, but I still think it's cool irregardless because, it's just, if somebody has a lot of these ingredients sitting around their house, they can easily make this cocktail, which, the only thing I had to buy was the apple cider. Everything else I already had in my house.
That is neat. It's always a good thing. And my last question I have for you is it illegal to drink sunrise tea at night? Is that okay? Did you break any laws with this tea?
Shit. Well, luckily, this podcast comes out after midnight or at midnight. So we're already in the morning by that point. So we're good.
Oh, that's smart. Smart. But what if they don't listen to it till the afternoon? Oh, no.
Yeah, or you could live somewhere, not in Bermuda, but west of East Coast time where it comes out at night.
Not my fault. Not my fault. They don't know what time we're recording this podcast.
Legal disclaimer. This was recorded at sunrise.
Yeah. Drinking at 7 a.m., boys.
Oh, man.
No, this is pretty good, though. I could see doing this on a bigger scale. If you were going to do this on a bigger scale, I'd probably take a whole gallon of apple cider. Maybe a small bottle of tequila, like a 750. Infusing that whole thing with a few tea bags. Don't put it in a plastic bag and steep it. I would just pour the tequila straight in a pot, turn it on, and put the tea bags in there and let it kind of boil itself to correctness. And then I would throw it all in a crock pot and just kind of leave it out with a ladle and serve it to your guests at Christmas.
Well, that sounds yummy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And then obviously
have a little drink glass rimming station.
Yes. Yeah, put it right next to it, have it all prepped and ready to go, the agave syrup, and you're off to the races.
There you go. Sounds
I don't know. Obert, you looked kind of shocked when I said use a whole bottle of tequila.
No, your definition of a small bottle of tequila is what most people would consider a regular size bottle of tequila.
Well, yeah, but I was trying not to...
You're like, yeah, small bottle, and I was thinking okay, $3.75 or something. And you're like, yeah, $7.50. Okay.
Well, I was thinking don't go 1 for 1. Don't get a handle of tequila and try to add it to a gallon of apple cider, because your night's going to end real fast. It'll be fun for the first 30 minutes.
Right.
But after that,
you're saying you want this crock pot to run dry before dinner is served.
No, I want it to last. I want it to be just a nice. I want it to take the edge off. I want Christmas dinner to occur in people's houses. I don't want them to all be drunk on the ground before dinner happens.
Okay. Well, my theory was that you wouldn't make enough. You can make enough for everybody to have one, and then it's done. As opposed to if you have the whole crock pot there the whole night, it's gonna end badly.
You know what, folks?
But I think we're on the same page.
It's
we're on the same page.
It's your Christmas. You do what you want.
Do whatever you want. Yeah.
If you want to make sure that everybody at the party is drunk before Grandma arrives, that's
maybe
okay.
You think a 750 is a small bottle.
And then if you do this, if you make this, let us know over on the Discord. If you have cinnamon sticks and you add this in there, also give us some feedback on how the cinnamon sticks worked as well, because that'd be cool to know. I don't know really how to grade cocktails. I'm not a cocktail grader, but I would give I don't give anything a 5. Obert.
Not the Obert's cocktail scale?
Well, on the Obert's cocktail scale, I guess this would be a 5 because it is worthy of remaking. But on the Tud scale, I mean, it's still pretty good. I do happen to like tequila. I do happen to like sunrise tea, and I do happen to like apple cider. So we've kind of combined everything here. I would give this a good 4.0. 4.5. I think that this is really good. I can make this. I could serve this at a party. I would drink this at a party as well. I was trying to figure out some way to add some like mulled wine as well to this, and I'm not creative enough to figure it out. But I think you would just maybe use a small bottle of tequila, like a real small bottle of tequila, and like a small like half bottle of wine, and maybe that would be the key of how to do this. And then throw the cinnamon sticks in the crock pot. There we go. That's
almost like a sangria, like a hot sangria kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yummy. That sounds good. I'm kind of sad. I just realized now we're not going to have a tally on the board tonight. So
that is true.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to figure something out with that. But
roll a d4, re-roll on a 4.
So with that, I'm going to pass this off to Chris because Obert drank on the pregame. And so he's still finishing up his pregame beverage of choice. And Chris, what are you drinking?
So I'm doing, I decided, and the co-host can attest to, I decided on Friday morning, I guess, that I was going to be taking a little bit of a break from alcohol. So, and it's just, it's time. It's time. Years of drinking to do a refresh. So I'm actually made a mocktail today. It's, I think, one of the first ones I've ever made. And I don't even know if you can call it that or if it's just like a juice concoction. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I found one. Online, a Christmas mocktail. It doesn't have a fancy name, so we're gonna have to name it. It just says a Christmas mocktail.
Concoction.
How about we'll name it the Virgin Mary.
I'm pretty sure that exists already.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you made a Bloody Mary without booze,
really? I mean, like, yeah, like a lot.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Oh, I don't know. Listen.
No. Yeah. I'm sure that's a thing.
Okay. Well,
but I like this because it's like maybe like a fun, family-friendly mocktail. I don't know.
How about like
that's true. That it's possible. So
how about Santa's juice?
Santa's got the juice. So here's mine. It looks it's orangey, like dark orange.
Yeah. So you sent over a link to the recipe. And the recipe has a picture of the drink.
Yeah, yours looks nothing like
bright
that.
red.
Yeah, I don't understand how.
It's also
I don't
kind
understand
of opaque.
how they got it bright red because I use all.
So tell us what's in it.
All right, so it's cranberry juice, orange juice, apple cider, and ginger ale.
Yeah, I don't think that would be red, but
no, I think that was that. Oh no, a little bit later, a little bit further down, it has a picture of. It's a very misleading article. This is one of those typical.
Like the second picture in the article looks like what you have in your glass.
Yeah, I think that's more what it is. I don't know what that first one is. It's a clear misrepresentation of what it's supposed to be. But I will say it says apple cider or apple juice. We couldn't find apple cider, so I do have apple juice because we always have that on hand. And it's like it's pretty easy. It's like 2 ounces of everything except for the cranberry juice, was I think 1 ounce of cranberry juice, and then 2 ounces of everything else. I did a little bit different. I made one earlier today and decided to change some of those a little bit. I added more cranberry juice to it, and I added more ginger ale, and that's only ginger ale and actually a little bit of seltzer because there wasn't a lot of bubbles. There wasn't a lot of bubbling happening. So, and as someone who drinks beer primarily, the bubbles are a necessity. So I mean, I got a dark orange drink here. I got my ice cubes in it. Number 1 dad cup, a glass. So
I'm still very thrown off by how different this picture looks.
That red, yeah, I don't know what that is. I didn't even think about it, honestly. I tend to try and skip past all of the stuff. This is fine. I think there's nothing like crazy awesome about
booze.
it. It's okay. It's missing booze. I mean, honestly, like pour some like vodka or whiskey or something in here. It's probably pretty good. But
yeah, I think vodka would go pretty well on that.
Vodka would go really well.
I know not
tequila,
for Chris,
yeah.
but a Blanco tequila. I think on the similar theme to what Chris has.
Mm-hmm.
Even a dark rum, I think, would be tasty with the ginger ale.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, it's like it's a nice culmination of all these flavors. Like you get a little bit of everything. I mean, I don't know if it's worth making again, to be honest. Like I have all the ingredients, so I'll probably look up other things to make. Oh, you know what? I might have to try this. I'm using Dana bought a little bit ago. She bought like super like not simply some orange juice that's like 50 calories or something. So it's like not real. It's not real orange juice. It's like
we've talked about this in the podcast. Like first dozen
orange
episodes,
juice.
The half orange juice stuff.
Yeah. So I'm like, I didn't think about it because she did buy a little bottle of like straight Tropicana or whatever. But I was like, I'll use the stuff in the fridge. It's already open. And but now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I wonder how much of a difference it's making. I might have to make another one of these and test out that theory. So I added more bubble stuff. I added a little bit more than the recommended ginger ale. And I added just a tiny bit of tangerine flavored seltzer just to add some more bubbles. I think the extra bubbles make it a lot better. The one I had earlier was flat. It was like juice, So, I mean, kind of a swing and a miss, but I'll drink it because there's no alcohol in it. I wish I did a little bit more research before. But it's like 4.6 stars or whatever on this weird site or something. And I was like, okay, that sounds good to me. And it's easy to make. Like, perfect. Checks all the boxes. Apparently, there's more to mocktails than just 4.6 stars. So,
I do think that would be something that would be fun that you could make for your boys to be like, oh, let's like have a fun special holiday drink together. And I don't know, when I was a kid, I like was obsessed with mixing things and combining stuff and seeing how it would occur, how things would change. And it'd be like, it's the holidays, do something a little special.
Yeah. I mean, he had, CJ had some earlier because I made one for myself and Dana, and he had a little bit of it. So, but yeah, I mean, he loves cooking, like baking, if you let him, or like, thanks to Obert, we've been making a lot of pizzas. And he likes dressing the pizza, like putting the pepperoni on it and all that stuff. So he would get a kick out of it. I'm sure he would spill juice everywhere, but, he's 4. What are you going to do?
Right. Yeah, I was thinking maybe more as an audience member than as a participator, but...
Yeah. No, I mean, when we bake, I measure everything, and I let him, under careful supervision, pour it into the
very
mixer.
Dangerous.
Nice.
I mean, for you having to like clean up a mess.
There's some things I don't let him. Oh yeah. Well, I make a mess anyway. So, but this is fine. I mean, it's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for something a little bit more.
Yeah, you basically made a complicated,
I guess.
Shirley Temple.
I don't know why.
Isn't a Shirley Temple ginger ale and cranberry juice and like Marciato cherries?
Yeah, no, it's I've always done it as Sprite or 7-Up and that the maraschino, the red stuff.
Oh, okay. I've also heard like grenadine
cherries.
too.
But yeah, grenadine.
Okay.
That's the other red stuff I was trying to think of. I'm like, it's not just the maraschino cherry juice. There's something else too.
Hey, at least it would be red.
So there you go. No, I don't know if I haven't had a Shirley Temple in 25 years, probably, maybe longer.
Next time we hang out, Chris, we'll go out to a bar together and we'll get some Shirley Temples.
Shirley Temples, let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm game. I'm game for it.
We'll meet up in Denver for Shirley Temple Fest.
There you go. Yes, the Great American Shirley Temple Festival. But I'm gonna give it a 3. It's fine. I mean, I don't know. I've never done mocktails before. I mean, I've done juice, but no, I'll give it like a 3. I think there's better ones out there. It's very simple, very easy to put together. Like I say, put more bubbles in it. However you can get more bubbles into it, that's how I would like it. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. Would it be better with vodka? I mean, eventually, yeah. Like after 2 or 3, sure. But straight off the bat, I don't know. I think it's just maybe next time we'll do a better one. But that's all right. But there you go. 3 for my Virgin Mary, which is what I'm calling it because I thought of it.
Nice.
Obert, are you ready? Are you prepared?
I am.
This is I don't know if it's the main event because Tud was a grand opener, but Obert does have a liquor cabinet.
That is true. So we talked a couple weeks ago about doing Christmas cocktails, and I knew I had to make the OG Christmas cocktail eggnog for this episode. And I also have had my eye on this eggnog recipe for a while because one thing that's unique about it is that you can store it basically indefinitely in your fridge and it just gets better and better with age. So that's one thing that attracted me to this recipe. It's supposed to be aged for a minimum of 3 weeks, but you can drink it immediately. And when we came up with this idea, it was not 3 weeks ago, but I did manage to make this over a week ago, I think. Or no, I made this about a week ago. So this is the Alton Brown original eggnog recipe from his website, altonbrown.com. For those of you who don't know Alton Brown, he used to have a show called Good Eats on the Food Network. He's like the food version of Bill Nye the Science Guy in my mind. Similar, like corny humored and dated 90s television jokes. But he does a really good job explaining the food chemistry and just what goes into making something really good. So, but I don't want to keep you in suspense for too long. So I'm going to take a sip of this and explain what's in it. And then I'll tell you about how I made it. So cheers, guys.
Cheers. Cocktail.
Wow, this is really good.
Eggnog. I know now maybe I'm wrong, and I'm going to get laughed off the podcast, which wouldn't be the first time. I believe it's made with eggs, right? So how does it stay fresh for seemingly ever /3 weeks?
It is made with eggs, and the answer is alcohol. I think there's enough booze in here to kill off any salmonella, is basically the answer. And I store it in airtight containers, single serving containers without any air in them. So the alcohol will continue to break down the egg proteins and develop further flavors. So this Alton Brown recipe I have called for both a few different liquors. It called for a cognac, it called for a whiskey, and it called for a Jamaican rum. I decided to put my own spin on it, and I did use a regular cognac. I think I used an XO brandy. Okay. Which is extra old. We did this. And I bought a bottle of... So I also put a couple of my own Obert unique spins on this. And one thing I did was I used Captain Morgan gingerbread, which I saw in the liquor store, and I was like, oh man, I've never seen a liquor more suited to go into an eggnog than Captain Morgan gingerbread. So I used some of that in addition to some Mount Gay spiced rum as well. That's kind of what I used as my rum blend. And for whiskey, I used one that I know Tud is a big fan of, and that's the Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Yeah. So in here, that's kind of the alcohol flavors that are all melded in. And it's a dangerous amount of alcohol. I'll break down the recipe in a little bit, but my point is, for how much alcohol is in here and those strong flavors you can imagine between the gingerbread and the peanut butter, it's actually quite mellowed out in flavor, like to a dangerous amount. Yeah, like I have to really concentrate to get out the peanut butter flavors. And the recipe calls for both grated nutmeg in your mix and then also fresh nutmeg as a floater on top. So the nutmeg is really taking over any kind of gingerbread flavor that I would be getting, if that makes sense. So it's like, yeah, it tastes kind of gingerbready, but way more nutmeg than ginger.
Makes sense.
But it's really good. Like, really good. And when I tell you what's in it, I don't think you'll be that surprised, because the recipe is basically you take a dozen egg yolks and a pound of sugar, and you blend that all together until it forms a custard. And then you add 6 cups of dairy that go in with that, between half and half milk and heavy cream. And that's your non-alcoholic side. And then you also, then you throw in the 3 cups of liquor in all that. So you, like I said, you blend the eggs and the sugar to make a custard. And then you add in the other liquids and you slowly mix it in to incorporate it. In with a pinch of salt and that teaspoon of grated nutmeg that I mentioned. So that's all there is to it. I will say, for those of you who are, I like to live dangerously when it comes to food safety. There are some people who are like, raw egg, gross. I don't want anything to do with that. I'm not going to take any risks. In that case, you definitely want to use pasteurized eggs. That'll help you alleviate any kind of your salmonella concerns. But like I said, the alcohol aging in an airtight container will kill off. I'm not a food scientist, not a foodologist, but this is what makes it safe. This is the answer to your question.
But you did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But this is directly from the recipe. It says, store in the fridge for a minimum of 2 weeks. A month would be better, and 2 better still. In fact, there's nothing that says you couldn't age it a year, but I've never been able to wait that long. And yes, you can also drink it right away. So needless to say, after trying this recipe, I set an alarm in my phone for next September to make this eggnog again, so I can properly age it for the holiday season.
I'm curious to know, so how many small containers do you have right now? Can you put one aside and age it the whole year?
I was thinking about it. I think I'm gonna make another batch, to be honest, because I did a half recipe with this, simply because I didn't have that many jars to store it in. But I want to make another half batch and keep it going. Eggnog is one of those things that I always say I'm super excited about until I've had a bunch, and then I'm like, I never want to drink this again. So I'm a little hesitant to be churning out.
One of those things where you can like when people make the forever dough or the friend dough, where they give part of their dough away to their friend, and so the recipe essentially lives on forever, because it's you have a piece of my dough and then you make more and then you give that to a piece of that. Can you do that with your eggnog? Can you make your first batch of the nog last for legitimately ever?
I guess I don't see why not. I don't think it would really. I think with the sourdough, you have that unique yeast profile that lives on. I don't think this is kind of aging with that same fermentation like you get with the bread. But this does taste pretty good. And I mean, I've always been a store-bought eggnog guy, but this was pretty easy to make. And I think I'm pretty sold that this is the way to consume eggnog from now on. I didn't know it was something that was so simple to make at home. But now I don't think I could ever.
How does the peanut butter change the flavor? Because obviously, I'm a big Screwball fan. So
I was worried about it with the gingerbread and the nutmeg, it kind of taking the flavors in a different direction. But because the eggnog is so rich, the peanut butter just complements that richness. Yeah, it's really just like drinking a cake.
A boozy cake.
I don't think I have ever had eggnog.
You've never had eggnog?
No, I'm trying to think. I mean, I haven't had it as an adult, and I don't think you're allowed to drink it as a kid, so...
I mean, you could buy non-alcoholic stuff as a kid, so you can definitely have it as a child. But you've had coquito, because I made it for some of my Christmas parties, and that's basically, like, Hispanic eggnog. Mexican eggnog?
I don't know. Maybe.
But you're not a big dairy guy, right?
I mean, unless you count like ice cream and milk. I don't know.
So yes, you are a big dairy
pizza.
guy.
I guess. And cheese. Well, I mean, listen. Cheese pizza. Listen. Don't get me started. We talked about this on stream the other day. Okay.
You don't like cheese pizza?
But yeah, if this eggnog would keep through the mail, I would send you some. Unfortunately, it has to be kept under refrigeration.
Oh, that's
to stay
the cutoff.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to keep this stuff cold for it to stay not spoiled. But
Dana, do you like eggnog? Hopefully, she listens to this on Thursday,
and then she can tell
you've got some of that dry ice, right? I mean, you could put it on dry ice and send it out.
Send it out. It's true.
There you go.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to freeze it either. I haven't mastered the packing technology that some of these food delivery companies have.
Eggnog slushy.
Yeah.
But maybe I have to try some? Can I just buy some, or should I? I mean, I'm not going to make a whole thing. Like, that's not...
Yeah.
Like...
Well, I will say this was the recipe I wanted to make. This was the recipe I had in mind to make. But when I did some Googling, it seemed like I looked up 7 recipes and 6 of them were similar and this one was not. So it seemed like this is a little bit of an outlier in the fact that it only uses the yolks and doesn't use a whole egg or the egg whites.
Right.
But yeah, just it's like probably like $2.89 for a quart of eggnog. So you should go and try it.
And if you
maybe I'll have one next podcast.
There you go.
If you have like a local, like, so up here, like, you know how like we have like Turkey Hill or like Gorillic Farms, which is also like a local style brand. Like if you have like a local milk brand down there, buy it from there, because at least it'll be somewhat fresher, I would assume, than buying it from like Hood.
Right.
Hood is also a local dairy conglomerate.
Yeah, I don't think Hood's down there.
Yeah.
It's like Sam's milk.
Instead of like Dean's Foods, instead of like Dean's milk, buy it from like somebody else.
Get Lowe's eggnog.
I bet you they make it, yeah.
They do it. They probably do. It's probably the best ever. Can't wait.
Well, anyway, this eggnog was great. I really want to make it for my friends and family when I can. But in the meantime, I'll just have to be content with silently aging some for a year till next season. Who knows? Maybe we can have a comparison a year from now.
Listen, next summer, save one for next...
As long as I don't lose power.
Save one for next year, and then save one for, like, the summer. And, like, the middle of July, break that shit out and be like...
Ew.
It's eggnog time.
You can't have eggnog in July. That sounds terrible.
It's always eggnog season.
Yeah.
Well, like Christmas in July, it's a thing. So you could have eggnog for your Christmas in July party.
There you go.
No one's saying you can't. But yeah, I will put my eggnog recipe in the show notes. But feel free to try different ones, experiment, find your own. But don't be too grossed out about the raw egg. Oh, that was the other thing. Like I said, the other 6, most of them either heated the milk on the stove or heated the egg yolks on the stove. This was the only one I found that had like raw everything. So I like it though. So I don't really want to explore out too much because I found one that I like and it works for me. But
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
And with that, ho, 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 ho. It's time for our 3-handled Frosty Mug of Wisdom Christmas edition, where we take out our Frosty Mug of Wisdom, we fill it with milk or eggnog or cookies, and tell Santa what he should be getting people. Santa, take it away.
Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Mug of Wisdom! Drink. Mug of Wisdom! Finish that bravado. Chris. Tud. Obert. Popcorn and other animals. Mug of Wisdom!
All right. Thank you, as always, Jordan, Wreck My Podcast. Check him out. He always does something fun around the holidays. But I also forgot to mention this is a 5 out of 5 on the Obert cocktail scale. Best eggnog out there. 100% would make again. And as I do have the highest rating, I am also going to claim the mug for myself this week and share a book I just read with you all. And that is by Andy Weir, the author of The Martian. And it is his new book, Project Hail Mary. And I really like to go into a book with as few spoilers as possible, to the point where I don't even read the blurb on the back because sometimes it gives way too much away. So I will keep that in mind as I review this book with you. And I will say, if you have read any of his other books, like The Martian, or seen the movie The Martian with Matt Damon, it's a lot like that. It's about a single individual who has to, use all of his sciencey knowledge to solve a bunch of problems. But page 1 opens up and the main character is waking up out of a coma in a bed, and he has no memory of what's going on. And it makes for a really good hook at the beginning of the story, which is why I don't want to tell you too much more about it than that. But it does a really good job. So he wakes up with amnesia, and what happens is throughout the story, his memory comes back in like flashbulb moments where it'll have a passage about something that happened in the past. So the whole time while the plot is advancing, you're learning more and more about what led him to be in this coma and where he is, and what Project Hail Mary is. And I will say, I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say it is in the sci-fi genre. So there is space involved, but it's a great science fiction book. I really enjoyed every book of his that I think he's written. And this was like 650 pages. I read it in like 8 days. It was like, I flew through it. I couldn't put it down. It was really good. So Project Hail Mary, get it for someone on your Christmas list. Get the ebook that you don't have to worry about any shipping issues. It's you can still get it for Christmas time. Can't really wrap it in that sense, but maybe you can go down to your local Walden Books and purchase it there. It's only, I think, in hardcover right now. Wrap it up for somebody, give it as a gift. But like I said, really good book. Flew through it. Was really happy with how it ended. Enjoyed it the whole way through. If you read it, I want to talk to you about it in the Discord. So let me know your thoughts. So with that, I'm going to hand the mug over to Tud because he had the second highest rating on his cocktail tonight.
Okay, there we go. So my handle this week is going to be The Witcher Season 2. It was just released on Netflix last Friday. It is a TV show adaptation of one of my favorite video game series, but also a good book series as well. And so it just was released. It stars Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia, and it is a story about Geralt and this other character named Ciri. And basically, it's the pre-story to the video games. So if anybody has ever played the original Witcher, this is pre the original Witcher. This is taking place at the time that the books take place. So if you've read the books, it's an adaptation of those books, and if you've just played the video games, basically you'll see what how Geralt found Ciri and how they come to be. And if you haven't watched season 1, that's out too. But yeah, season 2, all of it's up on Netflix. Unlike the Wheel of Time, you don't have to wait for it to be released weekly. You can go watch it and binge it all right now, especially because I'm assuming we're all going to have a little bit of time off over, the upcoming holidays. Even somebody who's shaking their head on the podcast, no, they're not. Most people do. So if you're looking for a good TV show to sink your teeth into, now there's 2 seasons. If you haven't watched the first one, do that too. But yeah, check out The Witcher, Netflix. It's a great series, and it makes it even better because Henry Cavill's a huge fan of the video games. So he plays the character of Geralt really well and close to how the video games interpret the character. So it's pretty cool.
Is it as good as season 1?
So far, it's better. They have more budget. Season 1 was done with a very low budget. So this year, Netflix really threw a lot of money behind them. The set pieces are bigger. The storyline seems a little bit more in depth. They're not trying to hop around between a whole bunch of storylines to get like a whole story out because they know that they have a hit. Unlike the Wheel of Time, this is a little bit more mature themed. The Witcher games are mature in and of themselves. So this is the same, just
R-rated.
Yeah, I'd say TV 14, maybe R-rated. There might be naked people. I don't remember any in season 1. I haven't discovered any in season 2, but I'm assuming there will be.
They could be out
There's
there.
Naked.
Todd's just ready for a naked person to run across the screen.
There's naked people. So here's the thing.
Well, I don't remember.
Here's the thing. There's naked people in the video game. So I'm assuming there's going to be naked people in the TV show.
It's a big assumption.
I guess you're right. So, Chris, what is your handle?
With this 3.0 cocktail.
Yes. My handle is alcohol. It is.
That's what you call a big bottle of tequila. Handle.
So I don't know if I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but I stream on Twitch. I know it's a new thing. And one thing that I was always like not super crazy about was like the lighting I had in my stream area. So I actually was able to purchase during the crazy Black Friday sales and all that stuff a couple extra lighting fixtures that just came in the other day or last week or something like that. So they are LED panel lights that you can put either on your desk or on a they come with stands that will help illuminate and try and get rid of some of the shadows that you have in your lighting. Now, the placement I have now is better than it ever was. However, I'm still working on that. Lighting is very, very difficult. You would think it would be easy, just light a lot and it happens. It doesn't. It's really hard. I don't know why. But these two are they're really easy to put together, really easy to use. They're bright. They do a really good job, and I've noticed and I've gotten many compliments on stream about like the way my webcam looks, and I know it's all because of the lights. We'll put a link in the show notes of the ones I bought, but there's a bunch out there, and they were on crazy sale for a while. So if you're a content creator, whatever, and you're looking for some cheap fill lights that will be able to illuminate, get rid of some shadows, things of that nature,
or you just want to look good at your work meetings,
or work meetings and stuff. I forgot people work from home. All you
or you could be in the office and be on a webcam too. People have meetings all over the world.
I guess I have a harder time envisioning someone setting up lights like around them in the office. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Listen, as a non-office person, as a blue collar, that's the other one, right? Blue collar man. I don't think it's I don't know what it's like, but anywho, these two lights they work really well. And placement is a whole nother thing. So we'll put a link in the show notes of the ones I bought, and you guys can make yourself look pretty for webcam in this new day and age. Very fun.
We all want to be pretty.
We do.
Yep. Well, thanks. And so before Todd kicks it off to our outro, I wanted to let our listeners know that this is going to be our last episode of the year. We will be back in 2022. We got some fun stuff planned, but just thanks for the year of support. 2021 was another rough year. It was nice to have you guys listening along with us, and just wanted to tell my co-host thank you for being there too to make some fun podcasts with. So cheers to that.
Yes.
Yeah. Cheers.
And I'll see you guys next year.
Yes. Thank you all listeners. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas and whatever else you celebrate. Festivus, Hanukkah already passed. Kwanzaa. Happy all of it. Just happy life. Be happy and merry. And
yes. Thank you. Thank you for a great billion years, however long it's been now. I feel like it's been a billion years.
And so with that, we'd like to thank you all for listening. Guess I'm going to thank myself for the cocktail I made today. So thank you, me.
I would also like to thank myself.
I'm going to thank Alton Brown for the recipe of the eggnog that I had, because it was delicious.
Please make sure you head over Please make sure you head over to all social media and follow us at DAWF Podcast. Also, make sure you follow the email at dawfpodcast@gmail.com. Also, please head over to Discord, where you can join the conversation live and in person with other fans. And if you would like a special extra episode, head over to patreon.com, and for as little as $1 a month, you can get an extra episode, probably about every other week is what we're averaging right now. This week, Obert brought a beer to the podcast, and now that I bring this up, Chris cannot not edit it, so it has to go up.
No, you are overestimating my powers. Or underestimating, I guess.
And also, please make sure you head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star rating and a review. And also, please make sure you're telling your friends, your families, your loved ones. You're going to see them all over this holiday weekend, hopefully. If not, text them, send it in your Christmas card. But if you see them, say, hey, first of all, let's listen to this awesome podcast. And B, you guys should also go and subscribe to this awesome podcast and help these guys out. And with that, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. See you in 2022. My name's Doug.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends. Todd, how was the rest of your vodka?
It was really good. First of all, it was tequila, but it was pretty good. As it cooled down, I started to taste a lot of the earthy notes from the tea, which I thought was pretty cool, or the herbal notes, if you will, or the purple notes, if you will.
Did it taste worse because it wasn't sunrise?
A little bit. I felt kind of like a vampire, just a nighttime vampire.
It's like wearing your sunglasses at
Yes,
night.
but that's so I can't see.